Today, we're going to be ranking the other YouTube cycling influencers' bicycle setups that are out there on this platform. If you guys have watched my videos before, I've ranked my viewers and other pro Peloton bikes out there with a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the nicest bicycle, 1 being the worst type of bicycle. And on this YouTube cycling influencer platform that we have, even myself included, there is a wide range of cyclists on there. You got the crit racers, you got the elitists, you got the engineers, and then you got kind of just me, who just rides so I can eat some food and I work in the space for the love of the game. But within that, we're going to be taking a handful of those people and judging their bikes and ranking them on a scale of that 1 to 10. So hopefully you guys enjoy the videos. If you guys do like this series, I'm only going to be doing a couple of them today. Please let me know if there is one that I missed. Let me know down in the comment section who you'd like to see on the next episode of it. And also, sorry for the lack of uploads this month. I've been kind of going through it lately, and this is not a place to share, I guess, my stuff going on in life. But I've basically just been getting ready, prepared to sell my mom's house that she recently passed away. And it's been kind of tough. So I've been going through it, but why not make some fun content and just truck right on through it? Also, sick transition. Amazing transition. We have new cycling kits going on. I just posted on my Instagram. This is my own GC Performance kit with the white and has checker flags in there. Arow sleeves, light breathable. This is a highlighter yellow, but there's a green screen behind me, a GC logo as well. Really cool kit. Very Arow fast. Also bibs. And this is our bicycle generation bib. It's green. It's not going to show up. But contact me down below if you guys are interested in it. We will have a website up. But yeah, it's green. So again, the green screen, horrible. I suck. Anyways, let's get into the first YouTuber that I want to go ahead and pick on and talk about their bicycle setup. Editor, throw up their bicycle. Mr. Patrick Leno. We all know him as the cyclist influencer who has been on over 40 bikes, have tested a ton of bikes, and he's well within the Nero show's qualification of an FTP of over 350 watts. So he is qualified to give out whatever kind of riding review he wants to do. You guys might call him Patrick Leno. I call him Patty Daddy because he is my daddy. But we're going to be taking a look at his bicycle that he's been frothing over now for a while. And it says in his latest video, or not his latest video, but it says that this is his favorite bicycle by far. And here in front of us, we have the Scott foil. Now, I sell Scott. I sell Specialized and VMC, but Scott's, their Arow bikes for sure, is one of the best looking aesthetic road bikes out there on the market. There's only so much you can do to a road bike, which I've always talked about, but Scott has their Arow bike down to a T, and I think it is a sexy aesthetic. The colorway as well, this is the Foil RC Pro. So this is not their ultimate. This is not the top line carbon fiber. This is the one step underneath it, but this is just a frame. It has this kind of nice navy blue to like this mud gray carbon on there. He has a custom setup with which looks to be a carbon speed wheels. Also, he has the Magine TO crank on there, which is very lightweight. And that's the one thing I do like about Patrick. Same with myself. It's not just a regular out-of-the-box bicycle. Patrick has a ton of customizations on his bicycles for sure. With different wheels, different crank setups. Always trying, pushing the boundaries. He has a slam stem. He has the long stem on there. But we get a closer look at these carbon speed wheels. If I think these are the titanium spokes in there, which he went ahead and raved about, saying that it was a very comfortable set. Carbon Speed also makes some really good wheels at it's a straight from the factory wheel set, so you are getting a really good deal on them. But Patrick, I gotta say, your photos are always amazing, and also your ho. Okay, I'm gonna dock some points here because one, he has an aluminum stem. Crap. Bar, I don't know if that's carbon fiber or not, but you cannot have this type of bar on this bike. I don't care what it is. You're an influencer, bro. Reach out to a carbon fiber company and tell them you want a one-piece bar and stem, and you should be rocking that easily. And then this wrap job. That is the ugliest wrap job I've ever seen in my life. Might as well go no bars in there. No, just run no bar tape on there for sure. I like the direct mount hanger. Looking good. Silver hubs. I'll add bonus points to that. Envy SES Pros lookalikes, Envy saddle, but beautiful, beautiful. Docking the points off of the handlebar and stem and the bar tape on there, I'm going to be rocking this thing. I love the Scott. I would have done things a couple differently, but I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a 7.6 out of 10. Patrick, I'm sorry. If you had a one-piece bar and stem and the tape was wrapped a little bit better, maybe wrapped my way, it would easily be 8.5 to 9. But because of that, 7.6. And a lot of people say that I'm always like, dude, you give so many 10s and 9s because I like bikes. But we're going harsh. So, Patrick, you got a 7.6. Also, guys, be sure to go check out Patrick's YouTube channel where he gives a ton of wealth and knowledge over there. I'll link it down below in the comment section. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the next YouTuber who's about to get roasted. They're about to feel my wrath of me roasting all over them. Next! So for my next victim about to get roasted on his bike setup is Mr. Jeff. NorCal Cycling. Big old 265,000 subscribers. Definitely a veteran in the YouTube cycling industry. And me and him talk all the time. We're best friends. Jeff, if you didn't know this, now you know this. And actually, unbeknownst to you guys back at home, he admitted to me that at my strongest point on my cycling career, and his strongest point in his cycling career, he admitted that he would be scared of me on the crit scene. Because, if you guys didn't know this, I used to be a dominant animal on the crit track. FTP was way bigger than his. Bicycle was way bigger than his. Ego was way bigger than his. So, he is lucky that I don't pick myself up from Florida, move myself out to California, and start racing crits because he would have some serious competition. But without that being said, we're not here to talk about friends of friends. We're here to talk about roasting bikes. And Jeff went ahead and launched out this new bike. And again, he has had a plethora of bicycles on his channel. From the Tarmac SL7, the green bike, which I absolutely fell in love with, to his Scott foil, to him riding the Tavelo Arow as well. Now he went ahead and I think he's sponsored by Factor, or maybe he got this bike for his crit racing scene. But this is the Factor Monza, and it's a good-looking bike. Factor has definitely come out with some heat, and when this bicycle first launched, I was kind of like, who is this bike for? It doesn't really make sense, but it's basically saying, hey, we're taking all of our race tech from our flagship bicycle, it's $14,000, and we're putting it into the hands of the mid-tier consumer who wants all of the luxury, all of the perks, all the speed, but at a fraction of the price. So I do like where that's going. I do think it's cool because Factor doesn't really make entry-level bikes, so they needed a different position in the marketplace for a price point. So I do like that. And we'll get to the negatives on the other side at the end of it. But I also do like the components choice. He went with a SRAM Rival, the new E1 group set with the same ergonomics as the Red and Force. You get carbon fiber carbon fiber brake levers on here, and also that same one-finger braking that came on the brand new SRAM Red, Force, and Rival. So I'm a huge advocate for that. I think that components on a bicycle really don't make that much of a difference. It's really frame and wheels when you're talking about speed and performance and ride quality. Components are really just the aftermath. As long as you got, like, where components are today, you got a 12-speed electron group set with hydraulic disc brakes that works, you're doing just fine. So this, literally, you close your eyes from the Rival to the Force to the Red, you really won't be able to tell a difference on there for 95% of us out there on there. He went with the big boy 54 tooth 1x chainring on here, a massive dinner plate, and then a 1036 tooth cassette on here. I like the number 6 wheels on there as well. He's got the 50 front, 58 rear, a crit machine. I would like to see, I know it's an aero bike, but I feel like for his application, for a crit racing, a 4550, because they're so similar in rim lengths or depths, that I don't think the aerodynamics would be as big. But with that wider front internal width on there for that tire, he might be able to run a little bit lower tire pressure taking corners. I don't know shit. I'm just talking. But I would think that would be a little bit better for crit racing, but who knows? He chose his setup. He's smarter than me. I'm an idiot. He has a black Industry one-piece bar and stem. And yeah, it's a great looking bike. He has, it looks to be Continental, the Aero tire, so he's looking for marginal gains, and the 30C tire in the back. So all in all, I really do like this setup of a bike. I think it's phenomenal. Now, this is where I don't get it. Jeff, you have 250,000 subscribers. When Factor presented this offer to him, you should have crumpled it up, threw it in their face, and said, I'm Jeff. I want the Ostrovam. I want flagship. I want $14,000. I'm selling to the masses here, folks. People are going to buy what I ride. And when I went on that thing, FTP. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't really like the need for the, it's a road bike. I don't really see myself ever using the internal storage on there. Even though I use a freaking water bottle for storage kit, so maybe I would benefit from that. But again, for me, I do 30 to 60 mile rides, and I think this is just extra added weight, and it's not necessary for what I'm using for. Maybe an endurance bike, maybe a do-it-all or all-rounder bike. So, because this is about Jeff's bike, because you don't have an Ostrovam, I'm docking you points. So, bike setup looks clean, and also, I think you should be running a zero offset post. Just me, just my AI fit eyes. I think you should be running a zero offset post, a little bit more over the pedals. Just my take. But again, I'm an idiot. So, aesthetically, zero offset post, Ostrovam. I'm giving this bike setup out the box a 7.9 out of 10. Okay, I like it better than the Scott foil that Patrick Leno's riding, but I think the decals on the number 6 wheels with the Factor, you should have went with the black logos. Now again, I probably get why they gave you the white ones, because they want the advertising, but I think it just clashes a little bit. The Factor logo is kind of gray, this is white, so I'm going to give you a 7.9 out of 10, all right? Also, check out Jeff's channel. I'll put a link to it down below. He has a ton of wealth and knowledge about bicycles and crit racing scenes, and he brings on a ton of extra guests out there as well. So if you guys like cycling YouTube content like his, check it out. Give him a subscribe. Like it. Anyways, guys. That's going to do it for this segment. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the next victim who's about to get roasted. We did Patty. We did Jeff. Who's gonna be next? Who's the next one to feel my wrath? Boom. All right, so we went with the crit racing scene and the strong FTP riders. Now we're going into the scene of the unknown, the unbound, not the unknown. I'm sorry, Alex, not the unknown. I'm not a good wordsmith. I'm trying to be cool. The well-respected, the peak torque, the engineers, the dare not to be dared. Mr. Peak Torque is an engineer who has been heavily influenced in the cycling space for a very long time. Very knowledgeable, and he challenges the big name brands out there. They put out a claim that their aero test is fast. He goes ahead and challenges it. They said that this thing is fast. He says it's not. They said their hub design's the best. He says it's not. He takes these companies and he holds them accountable in this space, which I think is great. This is what this space is exactly used for. To go ahead and weed through all the kind of the rubbish and the bull stuff and everything like that, and gives out his honest, truthful opinion with really no one backing him to go ahead and say anything, so that way his opinion and voice really matters. God, I suck at speaking. Anyways, in this picture or from this video, this is what he says. Is this what a fast road bike looks like? In my personal opinion, this is one of the most hideous looking road bikes I've ever seen. But in this video, he goes on to his conclusion about why he chose everything and what makes it so fast, from his handlebars to his stem, to his offset aerodynamic front wheel to rear wheel, which again, Specialized just released their brand new wheels where their front wheel is deeper in the front and the rear wheel is skinnier in the back. And Peak Torque called that out about 3 years ago. So kudos to him. I'm surprised he didn't make a video saying I was right, which I'm sure he probably did. He even has a solid rear disc for the brake rotor in the back here as well. A 1x setup, and then these cockeyed handlebars to help with the natural ergonomics for aerodynamics. This is the Tavelo Arow. I've had my fair experiences with this bicycle. In fact, the Miami crit racing scene down here is filled with these bicycles, and some of the riders out there are very strong on them, from Cat 1s to Cat 3s. I found the bike to be very, very fast, very comfortable, performed, and did what a bicycle needed to do, and they offer it at an extremely low price compared to some of these other frames that are $3,500 to $5,500. But this is not what we're talking about. This is a rating from a 1 out of 10 in terms of aesthetics and how this bike looks. I build bikes out of pure enjoyment to see a finish project all the way through. I like to ride a good looking bike. I sometimes will put things on my bike that I know are heavier or I know are ugly, or sorry, damn it, that I know are heavier, that I know are slower, but I do it for pure aesthetics because at the end of the day, I want to ride something I enjoy riding. This is the opposite. Alex chose to build this bike up for pure efficiency and pure speed. But on GC Performance Channel, that's going to get you a low score. Starting off with these handlebars, which I believe are by Ascent, he said, the Arow by Ascent, which are the same company, I believe, that are rocking these Polaris wheels. I did a video on the Polaris wheels, the 69 millimeter wheels back in the day. Great wheels, but this is not what we're talking about. These handlebars right here, I believe also Mr. What's that gravel guy's name? Dylan Johnson had these exact same handlebars on his felt gravel bike. The whole idea behind this kind of design is to help put you in a more natural aerodynamic position. Instead of a natural U-shape where your wrists roll in and your handlebars and your shoulders kind of come out, this kind of tucks you in a little bit more and makes it much more easier to maintain this riding position for longer periods of times and put your body in a little bit more of a natural position instead of like this. So it goes ahead with this kind of curvature and bend to it to be a more efficient aero position, also with some flair. Again, I said this when I did another handlebar video. It can never be me. I don't like that. The long stem with the non-one-piece bar with this kind of janky spacer that doesn't fit on this bike with the specific spacer on there could never be me. It works for him, could never be me. We have the one water bottle cage on there. I like that. And I think that's a 20-ounce water bottle. Looks like he knows his water intake and he knows when to drink it precisely. He has a Polaris wheel on here in the front, and I believe a Polaris wheel in the back. I'm not too sure. But it looks like a massive difference in rim depth. This looks like a 50, and this looks like a 35, if I had to guess. Rocking a 1x setup with a side-braid crank and side-braid chainring. I like that a lot. And it looks like that side-braid chainring is a 2x setup, and he just has a chain guide on there, because I don't think side-braid makes that carbon fiber chainring in a 1x yet. And then he's rocking a wheel top GX. And I'm going to say the same thing, Peak Torque, that I said to Jeff about this. Your Peak Torque. You have 69,000 subscribers. Reach out to these companies and say, hey, I want Durex. I want SRAM Red for my bike, and I want it now. People are going to be influenced by this stuff. So, but it seems like he's liking that GX wheel top group set, and it's working for him, and it's been efficient. By all means. The rotor situation, I know he made a video on it. I didn't go into full depth about it, so I can't speak on it at all because I'm not knowledgeable about it. But aesthetically, I do kind of like this kind of full aero look to them. I actually bought a pair of the carbon tie full aerodynamic rotors for my bike just for, again, aesthetics. So I wouldn't mind this if this was both the same, but it being off-suited, not for me. Looks to be a zero offset post and then with a tilted down seat. Alex, with all respect to you and your channel and your knowledge, and I'm sure you're a strong rider as well. Actually, I think you're stronger than me as well. Everyone's stronger than me. This bike to me looks like a solid. This setup looks to me a solid 4.8 out of 10. I'm sorry. It can never be me. I know it works for you. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, but again, like I said, engineering had a purpose, efficiency, and he went out with it. So, if you guys do like this type of content where he literally will weed through every single piece of puzzle marketing thing out there by some company and he will tell you the straight facts, go check out his YouTube page. I'll put a link to it down below. He has great knowledge about how bikes work, how products work, how components work, and he gives great feedback on it as well. Alex, don't destroy me. Let's go ahead and pull up our last and final victim because this video is running a little bit longer than what I wanted to. But like I said, if you guys are enjoying this, let me know what you want for the next one. Last but not least, how could we forget the cycling YouTube hottest podcast out on the market today, the Nero Show, and this is going to be a twofer, okay? We got Chris Miller and Jesse Coyles, both their bikes, but we'll go ahead and dissect one by one. Right now, Mr. Chris Miller is rocking the brand new 2026 Cervelo S5. Now, they're pretty much, I don't know, polar opposites, but they like different things. Chris Miller likes the enthusiast. He likes, actually, scratch that. Damn it, how do I edit? Sorry, he likes the flagship. He likes everything on the newest, the latest, the Yes Works, the Cervelos, the Treks, the Pinarellos. He loves the flagship. He likes to ride with the Pro Peloton racers are riding, and he loves all that. Whereas Jesse Coyle, he seems to go ahead and push the boundaries a little bit more and likes to know, why can't this bike compete with the mainstream media? Why can't this components work with against the mainstream media? And they are both extremely fast crit racers or racers in general. They live and breathe this stuff, Jesse being a coach and Chris being a racer, and then also Jesse races, and they both seem to finish in their podiums and prospective decisions and stuff like that, where I go ahead and talk. But for this one on this setup, this is going to be a little bit different because I believe Chris Miller has made changes to his Since Then bike. This bike that is being shown in this video right here has the 1x13 XPLR setup where this bike can handle the new UDH system. Now I think he's just rocking a 1x regular 12 speed SRAM Red for the most efficiency. And when I talk about efficiency, he wants every single marginal gain he can get, from the Arow socks to the full body suits to the Arow helmet to the Arow tires to the to the Arow shoe covers. Whatever he can do to his bike to make it for efficiency, he will do so, including a smaller derailleur for better aerodynamic effects and everything like that. So, all in all, it's very hard to go ahead and say this bike sucks because, again, we're ranking the bike on the bike. You know, we're not going after Chris Miller. We're going after his rig. So the brand new Cervelo S5, in my opinion, is a very good-looking bicycle. They push the boundaries. There's only so much you can do to a road bike in this 2025 year. It looks different. It definitely, if you were to hold up this bike against other silhouettes of bike, this bike would easily stand out. I love the massive head tube on this area. I love the massive bottom bracket on this area. It looks like a TT bike. I love the different V-shaped style attack handlebars in there as well. The only thing I will dock you on is the color. I'm not a big fan of this color. I thought this red in person, I thought this red from the pictures was going to be a race rocket red. Super hot red. But in the pictures, or in real life, it's like this phone almost. It's like an orangey red. It didn't really do me any justice when I saw it. But that's really all I can give it to. He's got the reserve wheels. He has a pair of scope wheels. I mean, and also, I come from a background of bicycle shop and selling high-end flagship bikes as well, so I have a thing for them as well. So I, personally, for Chris Miller's bike, I have to go ahead, as much as I want to dog his bike because he dogged my SL8, I have to give this bike a solid 8.6 out of 10. If it had the 1x13 on it still, I would give it a 9 out of 10. But I think he took it off. And I think he got rid of the Vittori tires in there, and I think he's rocking Continental tires in there. But I like the reserve wheels. I like the bike. I like what Cervelo's doing. I think they need more color options. And I think they need to build out this bike with rival group sets and try to get an S5 in a lower tier price point. I know that's what they have the Silos for, but whatever. So, Mr. Chris Miller, you go off the hook easy. We're going to give you a 9 if it's a XPLR. And we're going to give it an 8.6 if it's the SRAM Red. Okay? Now, to Mr. Jesse Coyle, which I do like his positions and bikes and his stances on them because I feel like I have pretty similar mindset for him as well. This is his Tavelo Arow that he's rocking. Now, since this picture as well, I couldn't find a recent picture. I believe he has changed his stem, if not me. Now, aesthetically, looking at this bicycle, from this alone, horrible, ugly. I know people are going after this, saying that this is faster. This puts you in a more aerodynamic position. You can maintain this position for longer. You're not going to be fidgeting around. And to be honest with you, the way you're going to be more aerodynamic is to be staying in an aero position for longer. So if you're uncomfortable in an aerodynamic position, you have this stemmed, and you have your slam stemmed at a negative 12 position, and you have to hold that position for a very long time, and your ass is above your head, it's not that aero. Okay? That's why you're seeing these TT setups with these massive ski tips and these massive spacers on there. And they want to go ahead and get as comfortable and as aerodynamic as possible and hold that position for as long as possible and not move. So this is what I believe he's trying to achieve with this here. I love the Tavelo Arow. I like this paint job. The wheels, I'm not too sure whose wheels these are. They're a decent looking carbon fiber wheel set, but I like the crafts. I think he had the crafts in there before with the 65-75s. I think that was a hot looking bike. I like the Arow water bottles. I like the Cyber cranks and chainrings on there. This setup alone, right here with this bike, I'm rocking that stem throws it off. Again, I could never ride that because I would never want to ride that. They go ahead and they look for every single advantage they can get because they're training and they're racing and they want to win. I want to take the bike out and I want to look at it and I want to ride it and I want to have fun with it and I want to take pictures and put it on Instagram and show my wife even though she doesn't care. So this would not motivate me to ride. So this setup currently right here, I'm a solid 5 out of 10 on this bike because of that. That stem kills it for me. It looks disgusting. It looks horrible. You throw a Tavelo Arow one-piece bar and stem on there, immediately this bike jumps up to a 7.9 out of 10 because of the setup. I would change wheels back to 65-75s. I think he actually has it. Actually, hold on. Boom. Boom. Done. Right here. This setup right here, remove the wheel top and put back on your Shimano Ultegra. White bar tape and all. I'll give you, Jesse, right here, even though you dogged my bike again. I'll give this bike a solid, because this is a beautiful bike. That's a sexy looking bike. I'll give this bike right here a solid 8.7 out of 10. Okay? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. And look at that. 5,400 USD for that setup. That is a beautiful bike. Compared to Chris S5 for 14 grand. And you're not going to tell me Jesse can't perform on that for 1/3 of the price? Insane. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this video and how you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast making it. I like talking about it. It keeps me busy. It keeps me in my mind off things. Thank you guys so much for watching. If there's any of your favorite YouTubers on there that I didn't mention, I have some friends still that I have in my mind. If I do make a second follow-up video for this, please let me know down in the comment section. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.